What up, guys? Welcome back to another episode with the Music NFT Radio Podcast. We're here with the community on Twitter Spaces, and we're here to talk with an amazing project about music NFTs today. So, always happy to have amazing creators, community builders, leaders here in the Web3 space that come into the NFT marketing show on Twitter. And it's been great to talk to people one on one, help people with their projects, their communities. We're constantly networking, building connections, and building an organic community here in Web3. And we help a lot of people make sales every single day. So that's what it's all about, guys. We're live on the Twitter spaces. If you're listening in on the podcast right now, make sure you're subscribed on YouTube or subscribed on the podcast site that you're listening in. Leave a like, leave a comment, and support the video. And let's get it going because today we have a special guest, a legend in the music industry, and an upcoming legend with a dope project here in Web3. We got Fred Frenchy with the Culture Cards, and I'm super happy to have you here today, man, because you're bringing music NFTs for the culture, and that's what it's about with the Culture Cards. So we can't wait to just talk a little bit more about your story, let you share the inspirations behind the project, and I'm really excited about all the promising things that you're bringing into Web3 and onboarding the music industry. So let's go, my man. Always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate the love always, and always grateful to have to tap in with your community here.
Hell yeah, brother. And you've been tapping in for a long time, every day coming into the show. We're partnered up on the new drop, which I'm really excited about. So can't wait to be featured there with some of these big names, celebrity artists that you're bringing into the space. And it's more than just artists, you're bringing in the culture, so all different types of people, and you're helping to onboard them into Web3. And it's super important to be the one who can communicate some of this stuff to maybe big music artists, big rappers, singers, songwriters, or athletes and other people that are in the culture, or creators and entrepreneurs and creatives of all kinds, right? So you're really bringing together different people, whether they're celebrities or whether they're just some of the behind the scenes people that are making the industry happen for entertainment, music, and the culture. So, yeah, go ahead and introduce it, man. We want to hear it from you. Tell us about how you started out the project and some of your background. Introduce yourself, Fred, because you're a legend, and we want to make sure everyone knows.
No, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, well, look, Fred Frenchy here, CEO and founder of the Culture Cards. I'm originally from France. Like I was born in France, and my parents are from Africa, from Congo, but I was born in France. My story is, look, initially I'm from the music industry, right? So early in my career, at the age of 19, I went to Los Angeles and I started to intern for the biggest label, music label in the world, which was and which still is Universal Music. And I interned out there for a year, and then they kept me for another 6 years. So I worked for 7 years at Universal Music Group. So 1 year as an intern, and then 6 years basically working for them. As far as organizing all the touring aspect for the international promotion. So I was basically my duty out there was to kind of organize tours for all the urban artists of IGA, which is Endoscope, Giffen, and A&M. So for those who don't know what Endoscope is a label founded by Jimmy Iovine, which is to me one or maybe the biggest executive in music industry. So he's the one who basically signed Tupac, signed Death Row. He signed Eminem, Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, and then, he basically is responsible for mainly, I would say, uh, 80% of all the urban music that you are listening today, it comes from Jimmy's tree, right? So Jimmy is definitely my mentor. He's the one who put me in at that position out there at Universal, and Basically, yeah, that's basically what I was doing. Working with talents and pioneer legends of the culture and musically. People like Lady Gaga, Pharrell Williams, Black Eyed Peas, Eminem, Busta Rhymes, The Game, 50 Cent. Anyway, I'm not gonna keep name dropping, but those are the people I've been working with, and I still work today. So fast forward from that, when I decided to leave the office, I made my own independent touring company and management company. And in 2009, I decided to move, and attract other artists from other labels. So that's how I basically started to work with all the other label like Atlantic, Warner, and all that. And I started to do touring for like artists outside of Universal. So the Mariahs, the J Los, and people of like that, right? So and also in 2009, I took on board like Mike Tyson management. Me and his wife, like me and Kiki Tyson, we basically managing Mike since 2009. So I'm a co producers with her of Mike's podcast. We have different venture together and all that. So this is all my life prior to NFT and also like I have have so many things, but I have also a content company. So I basically produce podcasts and TV shows, docu series and stuff like that we're selling in different platforms like Netflix, Hulu, like HBO and all that. So this is my life outside of blockchain. So during the pandemic, when the touring business started to kind of decline a little bit, right? Decided to jump into like and dive into like the blockchain and Web3 a little bit more, right? By studying that space, doing my due diligence, and constantly like try to learn as much as I could, like about this brand new ecosystem, right? And the way I wanted to enter that space was kind of like by looking and by kind of finding a project that was speaking to me and speaking to the culture. And I've been searching for I was searching for a while. I didn't really find that project that kind of like was like could kind of resonate with me. So I decided to do my own, like which is the culture cards. And basically, what is Culture Card? Culture Card is mainly a collection of NFT trading cards, with stats. And what we do with Culture Card is that I mean, mainly celebrating and rewarding the pioneers, the legends, and the icons, of the culture, right? And when I say that, is of course we're working with top tiers mainstream celebrities, but not only. What I've done with that project is I also wanted to kind of work with the under celebrated, the underrated, like underappreciated and behind the scene heroes of the culture, the DJs, the producers, the music executive, the radio personality, the dancers, the video vixens, like all the people that kind of shape and keep shaping the culture every day, like the street legends, like not necessarily only music, athletes and all that. The people that kind of keep shaping the culture every day and push the culture positively. Where I wanted to make a card with them, and so basically that's what I've done. I signed over 200 artists, over 200 like talent and architect of the culture, and the first drop like include 20 of them like that we're releasing in less than 4 weeks. So in more details, um, the culture cards like simply is that it sees the culture card just like as a loyalty program that unlocks the best of the culture, right? We have created our own burning marketplace, and people are able to buy card, acquire those cards, burn them in order to redeem real life experience with the talent that they love, right? That's as simple as that. So let's say, for example, like for a combination of card that you burn, you'll be able to have like uh, like meet and greets, like with JLo, or a song collaboration with the game, or going on tour with Teddy Riley or the game, like having an internship at Universal, or so those type of things, right? Like really dope prizes that we customize with all the different architects and talent of the culture. So that's basically what we've done, kind of bridging the gap between Web 2 and Web 3 in a very efficient way, and yeah, so we have different. I mean, I'm sure you're gonna ask question, but in regarding like the actual like gamification of this whole situation. But yeah, like basically that's what we've done. So that's one aspect of the project. The second aspect that I like to kind of highlight is also that we have like a dope social component incorporated with that project. So what we've done is that like we've basically created like a fund, like a wallet, like a social wallet, I like to call it, where I put like percentage of the funds in that wallet that kind of allow me to help like different talent and legends in needs. Like for example, so far we helped like a few people, three people actually. One person that kind of was facing eviction from his apartment in New York, a very prominent artist from the 80s. So what we've done is that we pay 12 months of his rent up front, like thanks to culture cards. Another artist that close to E40 in the Bay Area, an artist who basically doesn't have health care, and it needed to kind of have like a knee surgery. Well, we pay all his medical bills, right? And some other artists that every artist that are signed to the culture cards, well, the music artist that signed to culture card, well, I hired, actually he's part of my board, but I hired like the best publishing forensic in the game right now. His name is Gongo Roach. You can do your research. He's the top publishing forensic in the game, and he works with culture cards. And basically, what he does is that he go over all their publishing contract and agreement, and he find like a lot of loopholes and different situation where those artists are owed money. They're being owed money, like so he locate the money and send that money back to them. So those are the type of thing that we do for the culture, really. And the goal of the culture cards, because we're here to stay, like as I say, we signed over 200 architects, and we keep signing them like to this day. But what we do is really educate, elevate, and give back to the culture. So we keep doing that stuff, like constantly. And again, before I let you ask your question, but it's very important to me to highlight the fact that having artists and celebrities attached to the project is not everything. It's actually probably only 10% of the whole situation, because having celebrity in the thing doesn't guarantee success. And you guys are in Web3, and you know better than me that is not. It doesn't guarantee success at all. What guarantees success? I mean, what can help succeed is having like a CEO or the founder of the project constantly like doing the work, like building the community. Like community building is like the key in Web3, right? Like, and do it in a very efficient way, constantly tapping in with like the most impactful projects and the most impactful people in Web3, listening, like listening and learning as well, like so that's what I'm doing every day. That's why I'm here like every day. Right now it's like 3 a.m. in Australia. I'm here tapping in with you guys, and I keep doing the work, right? Yeah, I mean, so far we partnered already with like some of the dope project in Web3, and I just received like I don't know if my, my advisor are here, my Web3 advisor are here. I cannot say it, but I'm not gonna say, like, I'm not gonna say it because it's a dope, like the biggest project in pretty much in Solana right now. But I kind of give you a hint, but that's the last thing that we're gonna do. Like is probably close that partnership very soon. But outside of that, we partner, like we close partnership with Astrals, like Thugbirds, Sets, Lauquettes, like who else we have, like Stone Ape Crew. We have a lot of different people like that Yaku, like a lot of people from the impactful project of the community and Web3, especially Solana. So that really love the project and wanted to collaborate with us. So we're very grateful. I think that that's the way to do it.
Absolutely. It's all about partnering with great communities. And I appreciate you making the effort to really find those great Web3 communities and creators, partner with them, like myself, bringing me into the project as, one of the early creators in this first drop. It's going to be amazing. So appreciate your support and appreciate everything you're doing. And I guess I'll drop just one important question, which is really, and we talk about this all the time, right? We've talked about this here every day, but it's really important for the podcast. And it really comes down to, how do we communicate to some of these bigger celebrities or artists or creators or people from the culture? How do we communicate with them what's happening here in Web3? And how do we onboard them into the space? What does it really take for that to happen?
Look, the main thing, with those type of people is trust, nothing else. There's trust. It's just like trust. Like the best way to do it, really, is to find like a middleman, like someone like me, and then I'm sure there's other people out there in that space who are willing to do the work for them, like coming out here, get all the knowledge, like talking to you guys and all that, and go back to the culture and translate it in a way they will understand, because most of those guys, they don't have the, first of all, very few of them have the time to really go in depth, like in what's going on in Web3. They don't have the time to study that thing. They're on tour. They're working on their album. They're shooting movies and all that. So they don't have the time to go, and then because it's a full time job, you know that better than me, Deal. You hear every 24/7, like what I mean. So if you ask like one of those guys to do that work, well, he's not gonna do it properly, so most of those guys, what they do it for a bag, like and that's why they're getting scammed, because they have like they don't do their due diligence, and then they have like some random guy say, hey, here, like I give you 10,000, post this, post that, and then they're getting sued. Like what I mean. So like that's basically what's happening right now. But if they have like someone that they trust, like what I mean, who have like a feet, like one foot in the culture and the other foot in Web3, who kind of basically is here to translate what's going on. Well, that's the best way to communicate with those people, because there's a lot of people who are still skeptical about Web3. They don't understand it. They, they think that everything is a scam. And of course, there's a lot of situation that's not helping, like the FTX stuff, like where all the headline is like, hey, this guy stole the money, everything is crashing, blah, blah, blah. So those guys, that's all they listen, that's all they see. So to them, it's like, okay, all right, NFT, blockchain, Web3, scam, boom, I don't want to do it, I don't want to touch it. It's like, what I mean? And most of the time, especially in the culture, there's an ego thing that if they don't understand something, they're not going to tell you they don't understand. They're just going to dismiss it. Like, they're going to be like, yo, this shit is fucked up. It's a scam. I don't want to touch it. Like, what I mean? They're not going to tell you, well, I don't get it. So it's to have like somebody like, in the middleman, who kind of have like a trustworthy relationship, a relationship with them, to kind of translate, what's going on in here, to them, like in a way they understand. So that's basically what I'm doing with all the talent, and that's not the easy work, by the way. People think that, oh yeah, but Frenchie, everybody, that's easy, they follow it. No, no, I have to sit down with. I signed 220 architects on it. So realistically, I did 220 meetings. You know what I mean? Zoom meetings, I did 220. So because I have to sit down with them. I have to sit down with them and explain to them like exactly what's going on. It's not like that easy, like and sometimes I have to double down, because like some guys, like I say, okay, so I talk to him, okay, cool. Then I talk, because I do the work properly. I have to sign contract. I have to sign stuff. So I have to sit down with the management, and then I sit down with their lawyers, because like I want to make sure that all the paperwork is done properly, because that's the way it is. Like I mean, I don't want to be that project that kind of is known to scam the artist, or don't do don't sign paperwork, or don't so the the most important thing, and to answer your question, is trust. There's no other way. That's the reason why, like, those guys, they really mess with me, is because like they trust, they trust me. Of course, we have like a relationship, right? But also, They trust what I'm telling them because I'm speaking their language. It's basically for the culture, by the culture, right? Like I'm coming in Web3, getting the knowledge from you guys, studying, like researching, do my own diligence, due diligence, and then go back to the culture and be like, oh, okay, this is bum 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 bum, breaking down to them in a very efficient way. Those guys that don't care about all those big words that like what's going on, ERC 21, metaverse this, metaverse that, like they don't care at all. Like, there's very few questions that they want to know. If the project is dope, if it's a quality project, when they're launching, what their fans gonna get, and how much they're gonna make. If you manage to answer all those questions, the rest they're gonna come into Web3 and start asking questions themselves. Like, you know what I mean? The rest of that is not relevant at that point. So it's not necessary to kind of try to confuse them with all those big terminologies and stuff like that because you're gonna lose them. So that's basically how I approach the thing.
Absolutely, man. I think it's really important to bridge that gap and bring some of those big people from the culture and just get more people interested in what's going on here. Because at the end of the day, it's some of the coolest technology and coolest stuff that I've ever seen. I've always wanted to invest in upcoming artists. I've always wanted to hear a dope song from an artist and be able to go out and make an investment or buy something from the artist to get that connection and be able to have a stake in what they're building. So this is one of the coolest things to ever happen for the music industry, for the entertainment industry, for so many different industries, for art. And we're just going to see more and more people start to realize that. So I love what you're doing. Why don't we open it up in case anyone else on stage wants to ask a question to Fred Frenchy here from the Culture Cards? We're bringing a lot of people from the culture in. We're really integrating more and more people into the community and taking NFTs to the mainstream. So that's what it's all about, man. We're happy to have you here and really happy to feature you on the Music NFT Radio podcast as well. The project is great. I'm happy to be involved. And let's see if anyone's got any questions. So if anyone's ready with a question or wants to give a little feedback about the music NFTs from the Culture Cards, let us know. Oh, everybody's sleeping. Well, dude, we appreciate what you're
Yeah.
doing, Fred. And
No,
dude,
it's all
keep up the
it's
great
all
work,
good.
man. Yeah, I mean, I think you do a good job. You've been coming in the spaces consistently, and you really cover everything when you talk about the project. So, it's great. I think people are really gonna like the artwork when they see some of these high quality cards that you've created, and the Dill ones are super cool. We have cool utility plans, so you're checking all the boxes, man. You're doing everything right, and just keep coming back in the spaces. We'll keep helping you build up the project and definitely want to get your pre-sale list or your white list live just like we've dropped for my new upcoming mint. I'm talking to my dev now. My mint's going to be going live soon. We've been getting people to sign up consistently. So yeah, man, I think
Yeah,
that'll
and
be great, and
yeah, I
we're
think
happy to
that's the
support you, my
people
friend.
who. Yeah, no, the people who need, like, whitelist and everything, just go to my Discord, say that you're coming from the Illuminati, just take a screenshot of this space, and then you guys can go to the Discord, and then I'm gonna have someone take care of you out there. But that's that easy. We those things gonna. I'm pretty sure that is gonna, with all the different project that we all the partnership that we closing right now, those cars gonna go pretty fast. And also, outside of the project, we have like some dope prizes, right? Like, going on tour with Game, like having like some collaboration, meet and greets, VIP ticket to concerts, like, internship, master classes, going on in the studio, like having a Jennifer Lopez plaque, like signed plaque of her first album. Anyway, like some dope things, like, that basically are so for a super fan, that is priceless, right? Like, I mean, how much, like, really, how much it is to go on tour with Game, for example. Like, you know what I mean? I can't even, for a super fan, like, I cannot even put a price on that. But the guy is so dope. He trusts me enough to have, like, to offer a price like that. So that's a very dope experience. And again, there's no, it's a very genuine gesture. We're not forcing anybody because I'm here to stay. That I signed like over 200 people so far, and I keep signing those guys. So right now, if you don't come to the first drop, well, you're gonna come to the second, or if not to the third, or the fourth, or the fifth, like because we're gonna keep dropping them cards until like we're not stopping until like the culture stops. So like you know what I mean. So we're gonna keep dropping them cards. You know.
Yeah, man, it's really cool. I think a lot of people know about, NBA Top Shot or some of these other cards, but you're really doing that for some of the unsung heroes of the culture and some of the other sides as well, because those cards are only limited to the NBA. So you're really expanding and doing something unique with the culture cards. So we're happy to support you, my friend. Keep coming back to the spaces every day, man. Super happy to have you here. And thanks for coming on for the Music NFT Radio podcast. It's definitely a
Dope.
pleasure to get you on, dude. We're going to
Thank
keep
you.
it going. We're going to keep it growing every day. I mean, this podcast has big potential, and, I appreciate you supporting and coming on to the show every day. And we're going to make a dope thumbnail and put it out. So it's great to tell the stories of people here in Web3. And we have the NFT marketing show every day to just give some people alpha and help them support their communities. And you're always coming back here and hanging out. So we're happy to have you here every day introducing your project. And for anyone who's listening in right now, you're all welcome to come up and introduce your projects. This is NFT marketing. We talk about marketing, alpha. We let everyone share their projects. We record live podcasts and do really cool stuff like that. So everybody's welcome to come on up, share your project, introduce yourself to the community. If you're here right now, retweet the room. We got to get back up over 50 people in the room. So retweet the room, go up to the top, retweet the NFT marketing tweet, and support the culture cards as well. Check out some of this dope artwork that's revealed up at the top. It's really cool. I think you guys are going to love the artwork so you can see what this collection is really all about. So, shout out to you, Fred. Thanks for coming in. We're always happy to have you here, man. You're a legend in the community. Keep doing what you do. Thanks for coming on to the show and much love, my friend. Let's go.
Thank you,
Let's
guys.
go.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Hell yeah, let's go, guys. Retweet the room. Let's get it going. And for everyone who's listening in on the podcast, thank you for listening in. If you're on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, leave a comment, tap in with music NFT artists, support music NFT projects. They're going to be huge for 2023. I can't wait to see where music NFTs go. I'm going to be a huge part of it like I've been for the last couple of years. I'm sure the culture cards are going to be a huge part of it going on into the future. And I'm just really excited about all these different NFT projects that are bringing in the culture, bringing in music, bringing in some of the stuff that I'm really passionate about. So, shout out to everyone right now. You can get the Music NFT Radio podcast on all sites. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, anywhere you might listen. So, shout out to you if you're here right now. And come tap in on the live show on Twitter Spaces. We do it every day. NFT marketing. We bring everyone up to share their projects. So don't miss the live show on Twitter Spaces. It's amazing. Let's go.